Hello, I'm Jan Mulvey and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. Chris and I are at Anfield, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, in case you didn't recognise it.
It's not a green screen this time.
No, yeah. Obviously, we, as mentioned on last week's shows, we're currently decorating the new studio after the move. So with Newcastle coming on Monday, we thought, well, we're here. We'd have a little bit of a chat about it. Yeah, obviously we're here at the Liverpool kit launch. If you want to see more close and in-depth videos on Liverpool's brand new Balance kits, you can check them out on the YouTube channel as well. But let's focus first on Newcastle. Chris, it's a massive game. You know, we sort of feel like we've gotten back onto track with the FA Cup to some degree. You know, we've booked our place in the semi-final, which is amazing.
We've booked our tickets as well.
And we have booked our tickets as well. But the most important thing now is that Liverpool get the league form back on track.
It is, isn't it? I mean, you know, you look up the table all the time. I don't tend to focus on what's below us, but you know, looking up the table, you see Man City slipping up, and you start to think to yourself, they've dropped a lot of points recently. We need to put a little bit of pressure on them. Even if we don't overtake them, we need to put pressure on them because those players are feeling the heat at the moment.
Yeah, well, one of Man City and Man United are dropping points at the weekend. The Manchester derby's there. I looked at it, and funny enough, I said last week's shows, didn't I? We're 7 points behind top four, and oh no, City have still got Palace to play. So you know, clearly the Premier League's mad. Stranger things have happened, and you know, there's certain positivity to take from it. Weirdly, I'm still not looking at City. I still think they'll recover. I don't know whether they'll finish second, but I don't see them dropping too many more points now. It's still about United, the run in they've got, and how difficult it is.
It is, but again, it sort of goes back to my first point, isn't it? You've just got to put pressure on them and see what happens. You know, you've got to win your games first and foremost, because if you don't win your games, it doesn't matter how many points they drop. They're ahead of us. So look, the players have got to focus on Newcastle now and go out there and put in a good performance and get the league form back on track. That's what we want to see. Newcastle are in a little bit of disarray at the moment, aren't they? John Carver's obviously coming.
Look at himself in his house, apparently.
It's mad. But that's what Newcastle Football Club's like.
Took me self-aware, and I was like, where did you take yourself away to, John Carver? Took me out, went to my house. So he went home after the game. He basically went home.
Locked himself in the bathroom. I'm not coming out.
I had a major case of the shits, so I had to lock myself away for a couple of days. And then Steve Stone, and he took me out to Matty's, and we got a Big Mac, and it was fine. Like,
was that how it went down?
That was exactly how it went down. Like, yeah.
You know, cracking voice as well, Paul.
So yeah, Newcastle. Look, it's Newcastle, and you know, we've had so many mad games against Newcastle over the years that you can't ever guarantee it. But you talk about if you got someone at a home game and a team that you really want to play, and this is always the kind of thing that comes back to bite you in the arse, but that's a great game for us to get back into. It's going to be a good, exciting game of football. You can't see Newcastle coming and parking the bus.
You never have done, and I can't see them starting now. No, look, you know, Newcastle, we've always had decent results against them because they play with such a high line, and they, as you say, they don't park the bus. And you know, I think if they do come here and play like that, then I can see us getting a few goals. And you know, we're sorely lacking in goals at the moment, and we need that for our confidence more than anything. So it sounds terrible to say it, but it's a good game for us because of the way that they play. And look, you know, Newcastle fans might want them to play expansive football, and as a football fan myself, I'd want Liverpool to play expansive football. I'd rather go and watch Newcastle go down trying to win a game than go and watch someone like West Ham at the moment.
There's plenty of opportunities for that over in recent years, like. But no, the thing for me in this game, and the big question is, you know, we saw at Blackburn, we reversed it to the back four. We'd actually been talking about it prior to Blackburn. I think we predicted that's what we'd like Liverpool to be doing. I didn't actually genuinely expect him to do it. He's done it. Is that in the absence of at least in the absence of other centre backs? Is that you're happy to stick with that for now?
Well, look, Chan's back, isn't he? So we could conceivably have, if Sakho's fit, Sakho could be back in. But if Sakho's not fit, I think it's back four all the way.
Well, based on the Michael Owen visual pain scale, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks is my guess. Like.
So then, if that's the case, then you wouldn't want to see Chan as part of a back four, would you? Unless he's playing right back, and even then, you probably don't want to see it. So I think back four is probably the way we're going to go.
No problem with that back four. To be fair, if Sakho's out, I wouldn't. I'd keep Toure and Lovren.
Just switch them round. Because they were playing the wrong sides, it was giving me heart palpitation. Like, just switch them round. For God's sake, man.
Look, but the thing is, the mad thing for me, what that game and like the depression on Twitter. Look, Lovren's not been great for us, and that's a real understatement. To be fair, Kolo Toure is 34. He's not the most. Look, he's not a world class centre half anymore. If he ever kind of was, but I think he was close in his day. these are not bad players we've got. And look, we give Glenn Johnson up the banks because he has been largely dreadful for for the last couple of years. He's still a technically good player. People have been dumping on Alberto Moreno. They're four good quality players. I think people were expecting it to just I don't know what people thought of it. It's not who you'd want. You'd want Skrtel and Sacco, I think, as your centre-back pairing, and you'd maybe want a fully fit Flanagan in there as a full-back. But I got no problems. With the personnel there, really. On paper, they should be fine.
I think you're right, and I think that the main thing for that back four is, I would say 75% of the teams in the league we should beat with that back four. It's the ones above us that you start thinking actually they're a little bit weaker because they've got better attacking players. Now, but without being disrespectful to the rest of the league, I'd be quite happy with them against a lot of teams in this league at the moment, and Newcastle is one of them teams.
Glenn Johnson, look, you can say it's Blackburn, and it is Blackburn. You're talking about a mid-table championship side, but you can only play what's put in front of you. Yada yada yada. Glenn Johnson put in a good, solid performance. Dejan Lovren put in a solid performance. Torre Moreno, that's fine. I'm going into this game feeling a lot more relaxed about those players in those positions. I think it comes back to what you were saying earlier, though, is how we make it click up the far end of the pitch, because you can't rely on moments of magic, on just purely moments of magic. We need to have some more templated ways of doing things. In some respects, we obviously didn't go to the diamond as such. I wouldn't mind us seeing a way to get two up top. Look, Ricky Lambert came off for the last 5 minutes or whatever because apparently Sturridge had a tightness. I wouldn't mind seeing Ricky Lambert start up front against Daniel Sturridge. Just give us a bit of variation, give Sturridge a strike partner, give him someone to work off. I don't know what yourself.
No, I agree with that. I'd like to see us to get him back to two up top. But the thing that sort of impressed me most about the Blackburn game is, we're talking about different ways to score goals and stuff. We had a few rehearsed corner routines and we looked a little bit more dangerous. The Coutinho one where the Henderson corner was slightly overhit, clearly worked on the training ground. So Rodgers has obviously identified, look, we're not creating a lot in open play, but we can get back to what we were doing last season and creating chances from corners and free kicks. Then we should be doing that. We should be taking advantage of every phase of play, and it seems to me like this season we've been relying too much on open play. So I want to see, Sacco got a couple of headers in the corner from corners. Whether it's whoever's playing at centre back needs to get up there, needs to make a fist of it basically, and we need to get more goals from these type of areas as well. The other thing, going back to the top end of the pitch, is as well, look, Phil Coutinho needs to start finding those little pockets of space. Raheem Sterling needs to find these little pockets of space where they can create just a little bit more. At the moment, there's too much space between, for me, like your Lucas and your Allen and the attacking players, and it's almost like it's two disjointed teams. We need to have somebody, and it should be Jordan Henderson, breaking those lines and joining those teams together.
I was looking at it in the week and thinking we didn't really need Lucas and Allen in that team at the same time. I think you could have dropped Coutinho into Allen's position maybe, or whatever, and maybe put another attacking player further up the pitch. It'd be interesting to see whether he takes that as like his base template and then tries to modify it, because we've said before this season we still haven't found whatever that X factor is that makes us a real threat in front of goal. He hasn't discovered that. We've discovered how to stop being horrifically dodgy at the back. Hey, good start, great to identify at least one of the problems we've had, but I think now we need to, we've got 6-7 games left in the season in the league. There's almost nothing to lose now. We need to start beating teams, and we need to get our goal difference up as well.
I agree, and again, going back to the Lucas and the Allen thing, and both of them playing in the same time, I think, in the cup game, you probably didn't need them, but going for the rest of the Premier League season with a back four that hasn't played together, I was comfortable with that, because I think we're planning a bit more long term than just game by game. But I exactly echo what you've been trying to say there, is that we need to get more goals and we need to get more points on the board, and the way that I think to do that is obviously keep a little solid base and work on the attacking threat now.
Yeah, definitely. I think also as well, like going back to the sort of top of the show, that still need to be wary of a threat from Newcastle, because obviously that will have stung the pride and probably the eyes and arses of the people in Newcastle losing to Sunderland last week. They'll be looking for a response from that. John Carver's under the pressure. The players. Yeah.
So it was cruel after that. Did you see it with the tunnel? Wow. It was incredible. And obviously Jermaine Defoe scores a great goal, and the cameras picked up Krul at half time congratulating him. Jamie Carragher went absolutely mental. You shouldn't be doing that, blah blah blah. Now, I personally wouldn't congratulate anybody at half time. The time for sportsmanship is at the end of the game. You don't do it while you're in the midst of battle, do you?
There's a lot of that going on half time stuff in footy at the moment, isn't there?
Always has done, but the cameras have never caught it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And we live in a world where media's 24/7 and you've got to film in it. So we'll talk about absolutely anything.
Yeah. But no, like I say, I think Newcastle we need to be wary of the threat they can pose. But look, this is a game where Liverpool need to turn up here, and just smash them off the park, get the confidence back up and going. What I don't want to see is shades of what we did 3 years ago under Dalglish when we booked our place in the FA Cup. We won the League Cup, we booked our place in the final of the FA Cup, semis of the FA Cup, and the league season basically fell off. FA Cup semi-finals and all that are all good. They're lovely. We like FA Cup semi-finals almost as much, but not quite as much as we love finals and fucking winning finals. Pay a lot of money to come here, this is the bread and butter. You need to come to Anfield, and I want to see 110% committed. Look, it should go without saying what Liverpool Football Club's all about, but I think right now, because of the fears of it, we don't want it to be like that Dalglish season. I want to see more out here.
The other thing is as well, you've got to say for this game, they're trying to book their places in that semi-final. It's only on Sunday that we're going down to London for the semi-final. So anyone who plays against Newcastle has got a big opportunity to get themselves in the team sheet for a semi-final, and that in itself should be enough.
Yeah. No, absolutely, fully agree. So there you go. Let us know your thoughts on the starting 11, score predictions, whatever. I'll get Chris's score prediction in a moment. I've been doing that a lot recently. Just gloss over it. As if you want to check out more of Liverpool's new kits as well, we've got some fantastic videos on the YouTube channel, so go and check those out. Don't forget to subscribe. Yada yada yada. Score prediction, Chris?
2-0 to the Reds.
3-0. Also to the Reds. So as I say, comments below, fill it with your thoughts, just your thoughts, your dark and deadly and dangerous, or even just some score predictions or lineups. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'm Paul Machin, that's Chris Pajak from inside Anfield in a box that's got our name on it. Literally, it's funny. And we'll see you for the post-match content on Monday night. Ta-ra.